When it says it's recording, you know it's recording. Hey, friends, we are fearless. Welcome to the podcast. My name is Frances Young. This is the first intro you've ever heard. Many things I could say in this moment, but you're fucking fearless. Thank you for finding this podcast and choosing to hit play. My name is Frances. We are here in season 6. We are here after 2 years of creating a podcast, and somehow we're still doing the thing. Welcome or welcome back. And there's 2 things I need you to know in this short little let's get going moment. First thing, if you do not know what your human design energy type is, use my website. It's in the show notes. I'm not going to say it. You're going to find an area to put in some information. It's going to spit out a human design graph. You're going to use your birth information. Go text your mom. You're going to know what your human design is. If you've looked at them before and you still are like, I don't know what the fuck this means, that's fine. It's okay. You're going to learn more about yourself by listening to any season in this podcast, as well as season 6. If you're still like looking at it and you're like, why do I need to know this? My podcast in this season specifically is going to be about, yes, learning about your energy and your design, but throwing all of the things that you know out the window about your health and coming down to an episode and listening to someone who is a medical astrologer and looking at yourself a little differently than you did yesterday. Maybe the reason why you keep injuring your forearms is actually just because you're a Gemini sun or an Aquarius sun, and those parts of your body are very important. If you're a Pisces and you don't understand why you always have issues with your feet, or you could listen to an episode where I'm just rambling with one of my besties, Jamie, about why we hate the health and fitness industry so much. I love my job, my industry, and its constructs of how we think things should sell and what is important by mass media actually is making us feel more unfit and more unworthy. Fuck that. I want this to be a place where you can come and listen per week and be awed and that you are fearless doing whatever the hell you do with your life. If you feel the most authentically energized in your body today, you're probably living your design quite, to you. In 2 years of doing this podcast and seeing my life go in so many more directions and knowing my design for another 2 years, thinking I had it all down pat and then I needed to throw it all out the window and let life also show me what I was meant to do and what I am here saying to you in this moment. The number 2 thing that I only care that you know about and why you're here on this podcast is that you are fearless, is that you are the human you came here to be, in the soul, in the suit, I said it backwards, doesn't matter that it's Mercury retrograde as we record, that you are a soul having a human experience and you're not behind. You're not ahead of anyone else. You're here listening to this podcast for a reason. Doesn't matter how it got to you, but this information that you're about to listen to, it's going to help you somewhere, go in some way, or you're going to talk about it to somebody else. The cascade of the dominoes is, don't worry, honey, you're doing okay. If there's information about your health and your journey and your wellness in your life that you are meant to take from this, fuck yeah. Fantastic. If you're just meant to hear to have a laugh today, also awesome. Also awesome. We are going to get up into this episode of season 6 of This Fearless Life. And I thank you for being here today. We are here on the start of season 6, if you can believe it. I don't know if I believe it. When this is going to be released, it will be the first Friday of spring. It will be Fearless Friday, which happens to fall on the spring equinox this year. That is fucking awesome. The restart of an energetic astrological year, the new release of another season, unknown to myself exactly where season 6 will go. I want to give you an updated version of my very first episode. If you told me all the things that were going to happen between March of 2024 and March of 2026, I would believe you. But if you happen to be watching my face, I'm grimacing / got some furred eyebrows, I'd believe you, but also say, what the fuck? Life is always meant to be a little bit uncertain. Humans should not have any control over what happens in their life. We seek certainty, like some humans seek coffee. We seek certainty in life, like we know that we need to drink water every day. Humans are beautiful, but we also have our heads stuck way too far up our own asses to see that you can have something planned out and you can have all the desires in the world. You can have all of the manifestations and new moon planting seed journaling rituals and be given nothing in 6 months that matches those things, or just a very different version of what you originally wrote down. This episode is reintroducing who Frances Young is to my audience. And I can't wait to tell you what's happened in the past 2 years. Throughout each season that I have created so far for this podcast, I have given mini updates about my life. There's at least 2 an episode per season. Just out of my own musings of life and trying to also always come back full circle to an understanding that I would not want to be living my life in 2026 without the knowledge of my human design energy type. My life prior to knowing my human design was still just as, how life goes. It has ups and downs. It has joy and sorrow and all these wonderful things, but a lot less self-judgment on that I was fucking it up every second day, or that I was behind, or that I wasn't fit enough, or that I wasn't me enough. I was me. I just now have a different way and a deeper understanding of myself with knowing my human design, why I am so passionate about it. In the past 2 years, since beginning my podcast and saying to the world, this is why you need to know your design, helping my humans of my life learn it, share stories of humans that they didn't know what their human design was. They told me all about their life. And then live, I was like, so you were supposed to do that? This is your human design? And they were like, what? I got nerdy and we got all cool with Kira Sutherland and medical astrology. I showed the world that I was also obsessed with astrology. Because, side note, human design is built upon some of the foundations of knowing your astrology. I realize now in the past 2 years, I needed to throw out all of my knowledge about my own energy type and my own design to still just allow life to surprise me that much more. Post releasing my first few episodes of the This Fearless Life podcast, I performed on stage for the first time in 10 years. I fully say out loud, I am a professional flamenco dancer. And that aspect of my life has come back so easily, so simply. Every human, when they understand what aspects of movement makes them feel the most them, movement is putting us in a higher frequency of energy and state of happiness and state of endorphins to help us connect into the parts of our life that we need to look at deeper. When I started dancing again, and still very in its infancy, I only started dancing in September of 2023 again. And I'd basically taken a break for almost 10 years. If you remember from my first episode, my life has been about dance. I went to university for dance, the University of Winnipeg and the School of Contemporary Dancers. And I'm still in my infancy again of bringing back energy into my life and into my body, in which I'm essentially in euphoric states to bring me deeper to myself, deeper to why I do what I do, why I love what I love. The summer of 2024, I had to move again, everyone. I had to move again, and I moved a lot between 2015 to 2024. And I fucking didn't want to move again. There were lots of signs. I finally realized, and not because I knew what my design was. I knew what it was. I knew what my signs were, but I still wanted to ignore them. I'm only human, and I'm stubborn as fuck because I am a fixed fire sign. We moved. I had a beautiful summer in what is now my garage cottage, I call it, in West End, Toronto, Canada. And my best friend came to visit me, and they started working at a stretch lab. If anyone knows what a stretch lab is, they are in both Canada and the US. And I think there could be some, I don't know if they've actually ventured into Australia yet. A stretch lab is like any other practitioner office where a massage, chiro, physio would work, but it is just for stretch therapists like myself. And so I worked there for a solid 6 months. Mic drop on the amount of time that I worked there. I loved it. I'm just an entrepreneur and don't like to be tied down. And I worked there too many days a week to allow the flexibility of an entrepreneur's schedule to let me go here, there, and everywhere and do whatever the fuck I want, basically. That's the way that I've lived with my work life for a very long time. I got really deep into practitioner mode all the time. 6 or 7 clients a day per shift, and always being the what hurts today? What part of your life are you not looking at? Why are you here in front of me? Which was wonderful. I also started a serious relationship. Oh, I also met a very now dear friend to me. There was lots of newness and excitement. And I've noticed throughout my life, whenever I start something new, a new relationship begins. Whether it's a platonic friendship or a romantic relationship, they usually coincide. In this moment, I just had a light bulb while recording a podcast. Holy shit, that's fucking cool. I had a new relationship, I had a new job, and I had a new best friend. By December of 2024, I left that job. My platonic friend, that's still in the picture. I started to notice the romantic relationship that I had. It was out of the honeymoon stage already, and we were into real life shit. And then in January of 2025, I got pregnant. The reason why I'm talking about this live to whoever listens to this is because that was ultimately the beginning of where I am now with my work, of where I am now in my life. And I am so happy that happened to me, as much as that was a moment of, oh my God, what the fuck do I do? I knew what I was going to do with my serious boyfriend at the time. We already had a plan. But it doesn't mean that A part of you isn't sad to do that plan. Fast forward to March of 2025. To go a little bit astrology on y'all, for those that know astrology that are listening, if you have any major Cancer, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius placements, 2024 to 2026 has been a bit of a hot fucking ride for us. Now, I know I mentioned 2 cardinal signs, a fixed fire. I mentioned all the fire signs. If you're a fire sign of any kind, you have had a fuck of a 2 years. I mean, the mutable signs, we're not even going to go there with the South Node and North Node in mutable signs, still currently Virgo and Pisces. You're on a whole other journey. We've been tested many times. And between January to March of 2025, I knew what was going on astrologically. I knew what my design was, but yet I was still bashing my head against the wall, being like, these are all these things that I'm asking for. I know how to manifest. I understand these aspects of my life. But why is nothing happening? Why am I still just like, it's heavy energy that I still feel I'll be processing for a few more years. I look at it thinking to myself, I knew everything and knew nothing at the same time. If any of you awesome, spiritually conscious, astrological, human design therapists, psychic healers are listening, and you have major of these placements that I just mentioned, Cancer, Aries, Leo, Sag, and you were like, what the fuck is happening to my life? I feel you. I was right there with you. And, you know, one of the biggest things I wasn't doing during that time, though, was meditating. I don't meditate every single day. We're getting close to it. Once I started meditating again, we're in a very different place in March of 2026 than we were even of March of last year. But I kind of fast forward through last summer and spring. So spring a year ago, I left a romantic relationship. And to side note, I do not have a baby right now. Then I started another new job. For over 10 years, my entire life, I will be a personal trainer. I will be someone who physically challenges humans in the gym and is also a stretch therapist or manual healer. I just started at another new gym. At first, we were just a stretch therapist there, and I had myself in different communities. But all of a sudden, I met another best friend who also now happens to be a business partner. I really didn't need a romantic relationship to begin. To quote Taylor Swift, looking at myself and not looking at anybody else to swear off men or women. I was just to myself, fuck, you need to just be by yourself, Fran. Just be by yourself. Don't even have the apps on incognito mode. New job. Had another show. My second show with Ritmo Flamenco was in May of 2025. It was the very first show I'd ever performed in my entire life thus far that I did not care that I did not have a male figure in my life at that show. That's very important to say to the world for me, because that had been instilled in me since a young girl, with having my dad and my grandfather come to every dance show that I essentially had. It was very important for me to have a partner at a show. That was the first show I had no partner that I really wanted to have at a show. I've had other shows without a partner, but the back-ended subconscious being like, I want a partner, it was dissolved. I had one of the best summers of my adult life. I became best friends with a 2.5-year-old, and I started running. This CrossFitter, holy shit, this CrossFitter turned dancer turned, I don't think I'll ever run more than 10K in my entire life, human, learned how to run more than 10 kilometers. Whoa, I get the runner high now. I get it. It's kind of fun. For those of you that may think that you can't do something in your life, I fully believed that I could not be a runner. I don't know about a marathon yet, but I'm going to have my first race, guys. I'm going to do the Toronto 10K on Mother's Day, 2 weeks before I perform. That's just me. I'm a little bit loopy when it comes to fitness, but I'm all right with it. I embrace it now and I say, yeah, I'm crazy. We turned into a runner last summer. I got a new best friend. I got multiple new best friends because Deanna and I just became best friends with everyone in your family, Jar and Alex included. Jamie's still around. Don't worry. Jamie's coming back in season 6. Jamie Glassman. I got a lot of new clients. I haven't been as busy as I've been as a personal trainer and stretch therapist and human design expert in a really long time. From April of 2025 to now, I usually have a booked schedule of anywhere between 20 to 25 clients a week. We're up at 5 a.m. most days, and we've been rocking it. What else happened last summer? I went to Winnipeg. I had a great camping trip with my bestie that lives out there and her husband and the pups. The song that came out, I think late summer and or fall, Where Is My Husband by Ray. I don't even know who it's by. I started laughing. I was like, this song is prominent to my life. If you go back through some seasons, I do talk about my romantic life as a young adult. I think it perplexed me too much. It was the thing that I focused on too much. I was like, okay, didn't date all summer. Let's dip our toe in. Let's show the universe we're serious about husband, the person that I'm meant to have kids with. Let's dip our toe back into this. And we dipped our toe in and we were like, ooh, the water's fine. I was truly experimenting, I think, for the first time and realizing what it was like to start to invest energy without falling head over heels, because I'm a very all in or nothing person with anything I do, especially dating, because you're giving yourself to that person regardless of gender. We get to the World Series here in Toronto, October, November of 2025, and life is flowing. Life is really busy with work. I'm not having as many human design consults, and there's a piece of me that's feeling a little bit sad about it. I've done some studying of astrology. I'm still trying to figure out what to do with my podcast, but I'm fully feeling like my identity is shifting as to who I even say I am as a practitioner and a personal trainer. I still know all of these things about my design. I fully just throw some crap out the window of what I think I want in a romantic partner, how busy I want to be with work, how much money I want to be making. I realized my life looked a little boring. I got up, went to work, saw my friends after working, went to dance. My weekends had an odd date here and there. That was it. Nothing else. I'm not getting pinged constantly. I'm barely posting on social media, which was great. Only making the odd podcast. But if I looked at it, my life it didn't have this static. It didn't have this, what's next? I need to define every moment vibe. And I liked it. I still question it every day. I liked it. I went on a boat. I met someone and didn't clock it at all. Didn't clock that someone I met on a boat was supposed to be a very important person currently in my life. And yes, it is a boy. December of 2025, I went to a little concert in a bookstore. And this is not where I fell in love. This is not where I had a salt. It's Mercury retrograde as I record, folks. This is not where I had a soul altering, life changing moment. Just so all of Toronto knows, you need to Google Sellers and Newell bookstore on College, close to Ossington. It's the fucking coolest little concert you will ever go to in your entire life. They have different performances every single week. There are multiple. You pay barely even a fee of what we could say for a concert in 2026, because concerts go for thousands of dollars now, depending on who you're seeing. I go to a great little concert in December of 2025, and what I recall of this time of December of 2025 is realizing when I am dysregulated, when I'm overexcited, but feeling generator joy and generator juice, and being the most me in that moment was still not correct for someone. Still not correct for a client. Still not correct for whatever is not meant to be in my life. At this point, we're in winter. We're not in a place of time at January 1st of 2026. There's going to be all these epiphanies. Life's going to change. Just so everyone knows, January is not the fitness new year. The fitness new year and health is typically April, around the spring equinox, just after it happens, in September, Virgo season. To get back on track of describing the past couple of years, the beginning of January 2026, and having a bit of a pause, looking at a man that's in my life that I did not see coming, but realizing I want to spend more time with this person, realizing I don't have to do any more work. I'm just trying to flow with the ebb of it, of when clients are away, when they're not, when cash flow is bigger, when cash flow is slower, and realizing that I need to start a course in order to better understand my subconscious beliefs, to better work on my clairs of intuition, coming into a next chapter of work for myself. I'm going to be a healer of understanding how to connect to spirits. This can also include spirit babies. Oh my God, season 6 is going to be so cool when I get into talking about shit like that. My first guest, I didn't even realize that we were talking about clairs of intuition until I actually worked on my own in an appointment that happened a few weeks later. This is what alignment is. We're now sitting here. It's March 2026. My life looks boring. Yep, from the outside. But actually, it's the most calm, the only word I have now is to say still. Even I feel like my energy, I think about where I am in my life right now with knowing my human design, all of these wonderful things that I know and understand about my health, but yet I could still wake up tomorrow and be like, what the fuck's going on with my body? It'll ebb and flow. I don't care. But like, finally, no rush for anything else to change or come into my life in this very moment as I say these words to you. This is ultimately, I think, where my work will take me, with all of the knowledge that I can help someone understand about their body, their life, their mind, their soul, their spirit, helping remind them that they're fearless. We don't have to be in any rush to do anything, to meet anyone, to have any family, to be the most financially secure. September of 2025 to March of 2026, what this time period has taught me in this less than 2-year period is that there is no rush. There is absolutely no rush. And the world is legitimately on fire right now, even more than in March of 2024, which we couldn't even think that could happen, but here we are. And I'm in no rush to meet my husband and the person that I'm destined in this current lifetime to have children with. I deeply understand that I'm supposed to have kids. I'm in a relationship with someone, and I don't want that relationship to end right now. I'm like, I want to see this play out. I know what that relationship is, but it's fucking amazing. It's absolutely, I have no words that we're going to keep private. My business is thriving. And this week, 6 clients are away. And thank fucking God, because I can breathe and go to bed and have naps more often. Yay. Preparing for a 3rd show. 3 years of getting back on stage. So pumped. Actually, we're going to have 2 shows. These are all the things that are like the most prevalent in my life. And week to week, I work, I sleep, I run, I dance, I see my friends, I talk about human design, I do all the things I fucking love. And I'm deeper in this moment of being Fran is all of these things and more. And I don't have to know the steps. In March of 2024, I was looking for all the steps. I was looking for the ways as to which to how to bring all the things I thought I wanted into my life, which I think is the crux of a certain amount of certain generations right now that are obsessed with better understanding their energy. Even when you understand your energy and your human design really well on a piece of paper, doesn't mean you know exactly what's going to happen when you walk out your door every day. Because I sure as hell did not. I just want to keep being surprised because I don't know what's going to happen. In the past 2 years of March of 2024 to now is thank God I knew what my human design was to better understand certain tells of what the knowledge of our design will help you understand in certain situations in your life. Practicing it, seeing what happens, but also better understanding that you don't need to be feeling excited as a generator 24/7, or that an immediate yes, if you are a non-emotional, is sometimes meant to be an immediate yes, but very quickly can turn into an immediate no if you're not realizing that that was yes for that day or that month, and then you needed to move on. It's a lot more complicated than it meets the eye. Life isn't complicated, but understanding your design and living with it and knowing that knowledge is a lot more complicated than just knowing our energy type, our strategy, and authority. Season 6, so far, where I want to take it with you. We're going to have guests, and we're going to have a few more solo episodes because I have a lot of things to say. Season 6 is about giving you the tools, the listener, the tools to contemplate and to think, what tool do I need today to help me with where my health is in my life, where it is today? If learning your human design is one of them, fuck yeah, I'm here for that. If it's the learning better how to meditate or think about other ways that you may need some healing in your life, other modalities, breath work, clairvoyancy, womb work. I mean, there's so many. I'm not naming all of them, but those are the ones most prevalent in my brain right now because I'm all about them. Or going to CrossFit for the first time because maybe that's right for you, or a spin class. I am here for all of it because in the past 2 years of all the things I thought that I may not do in my life, I did some of them. And they popped up in front of my face. And as a generator, I got super excited and super down the rabbit hole of being all in. Life taught me what to stay with and what to leave behind. I want to give you all of the tools and all of the conversations of joy and sorrow and somewhere in between of life experience about different things that you can use to help you live your life to the fullest and to the most you, which I think at the end of the day, if you're living your life the most you are healthy. Because I can tell you that time and time again of when I am the most healthy, I am the most me. I hope you've enjoyed this ramble describing the past 2 years of my life and thinking to myself, because I know myself better, I'll better be prepared about all the shit that's going to happen to me. I was prepared, but I went on a lot of journeys I thought I'd potentially done already or learnt enough from. To now be in a place of what ultimately feels like a level of peace, even though there is not a lot of peace in the world around me. It's an interesting contrast. You're right where you need to be listening to this podcast in this moment, and you are fearless.